Both today and tomorrow is Equin, said Mealy and Ruby Sparkles' birthday. They doesn't deserve a birthday either. Because of Frequin and said Mealy. They keeps making grounded videos out of his non-stop since 2020 to this year, which is 2021. And as for Ruby Sparkle, she is a stupidest girl I've ever seen next to Kira, Sophie Cat, WPPF 9000 and more other ugliest girl ever.
Exactly, my sis Brianna. Aqua Fire Animations, aka Eden Frigga, deserved a happy birthday more than all three of them that we are mentioned on November. What should we give the three of them for their birthday on both today and tomorrow?
My sis, I've got another brilliant idea.
What is it, Brianna?
We will making a and boot videos out of it when the Game House PC Ball 2000, said Mealy, Ruby Sparkle and Vedran Frigate. And we will saying hooray to Vedran Frigate and boo to Equin, said Mealy and Ruby Sparkles. Because of Frequin and said Mealy. They keeps making grounded videos out of his non-stop since 2020 till 2021, which is this year. And as for Ruby Sparkle, she is the stupid, ugly, and the most worst girls we've ever seen in our entire life.
Great idea, my sister Brianna. We will make her and boot videos out of it when the Game House PC Ball 2000, said Mealy, Ruby Sparkle and Vedran Frigate. And we will saying the hooray to Tron Akire, K.A. Vedran Frigate and boot when the Game House PC Ball 2000, said Mealy and Ruby Sparkle. Brianna, go get our laptops from our parents' rooms first. After that, we were going to make her and boot videos out of it when the Game House PC Ball 2000, said Mealy, Ruby Sparkle and Tron Aqua, aka Vedran Frigate. And we will saying hooray to Vedran Frigate and boot when the Game House PC Ball 2000, said Mealy and Ruby Sparkle.
I am on my way, my sis Tiana. Alright, my sis Tiana. I have a laptop now.
Good, Brianna. Now, let's make her and boot videos out of it when the Game House PC Ball 2000, said Mealy, Ruby Sparkle and Vedran Frigate. And we will typing hooray Vedran Frigate or Tron Aqua and boot it when the Game House Ball 2000, said Mealy and Ruby Sparkle.
Alright! Now we can make hooray and boot videos out of Equin, said Mealy, Ruby Sparkle, and Vedran Frigate. And we will saying hooray to Vedran Frigate or Tron Aqua and boot to Equin the Game House PC Ball 2000, said Mealy and Ruby Sparkle. Why? Because Frequin and Seth. They always making grounded videos out of his non-stop since 2020 to 2021.
Yep. And for Ruby Sparkle, she is the ugliest girl I've ever seen. And also, Lucky Animator deserved a happy birthday more than her on this month, which is November this year.
Alright! The video is finished. Now, let's preview it.
Happy 2 days early 23rd birthday to Tron Aqua, aka Vedran Frigate.
Hey, what about three of us?
Yay. What about three of us? Why would you both wish Tron Aqua, aka Vedran Frigate, a happy 2 day early 23rd birthday and not three of us? You know that both today and tomorrow is our birthday as well.
Well, Equin the Game House PC Ball 2000, said Mealy and Ruby Sparkle. Did all three of you honestly think that we gonna wish all three of you a happy birthday on this month? The answer is no.
I have to agree with my sis Brianna. Here is why you're three not having a good birthday Equin the Game House PC Ball 2000, Seth Mealy and Ruby Sparkles. For Iquin the Game House PC BA 2000 and Seth Mealy. You two always making grounded videos out of me and my sister Brianna non-stop since 2020. As for Ruby Sparkle, you're the ugliest girl we have ever seen next to Kira, Drenna Roy, Sophie Cat, Starry Ella the Avenger 2K4, and many stupidest girl ever we've ever seen.
So yeah. This is why you three are getting on all three of your birthday on both today and tomorrow. But getting grounded until 2039. Now go upstairs to your room right now and never ever come back ever again. That's what they all three gets for making grounded videos out of his non-stop since 2020 up to this year, which is 2021. And also, this Haram Boot videos that were made is way even funny Haram Boot videos than Laughing Bob 100 and Midnight on a 2K3's Haram Boot videos.
I agree my sis. This is the funniest Hooray and Boo videos ever we have ever made, more than Laughing Bob 100's Hooray and Boo videos. When Laughing Bob saying that Hooray to Millie and Boo to Lily Anderson, and this is also that funniest Hooray and Boo videos more than Midnight on a 2K3's Hooray and Boo videos. We're on a saying that Hooray to Kira the birthday manipulator and Boo to my favorite blue colored users. Toonveer Animate.
And now, after we've previewed the videos, let's uploading it to YouTube to prevent people from wishing those three of them a happy birthday on this month and wish Vedran a happy 23rd birthday instead.
Done. Now, let's see the likes and dislikes ratio.
Huh? What the hell is this likes and dislikes ratio?
Oh shoot. There is no likes and over 900 dislikes. Let's see the comments section. Oh no! Iquin has now calling our parents just over we made a Hooray and Boo videos out of him. Seth, Ruby and Vedran, and saying that Hooray to Vedran frickin' and Boo to him. Seth Mealy and Ruby Sparkle. Crap. We're so busted right this instant.
Diana. Get over here right now. You two are in deep trouble.
Brianna and Diana, I have a message from those 5 people behind me, saying that you both made a Hooray and Boo videos out of Iquin the Game House PC Boy 2000. Seth Mealy, Ruby Sparkle and Vedran Frigate, and you both saying that Hooray to Vedran and Boo to Iquin. Seth and Ruby Sparkle. Is this really true?
Yes. The reason why we making a Hooray and Boo videos out of Iquin the Game House PC BA 2000. Seth Mealy, Ruby Sparkles and Vedran Frigate, and we're saying that Hooray to Vedran Frigate and Boo to Iquin. Seth Mealy and Ruby Sparkle is because for Iquin and Seth Mealy, they always making grounded videos out of his non-stop since 2020 up to this year, which is 2021. And as for Ruby, she is a stupidest girl we've ever seen.
We're so sorry Mom for what have we done for both today and tomorrow on Iquin. Seth Mealy and Ruby's birthday special videos.
Bruh, Brianna and Diana, why would you both made a Hooray and Boo videos out of Iquin the Game House PC Boy 2000? Seth Mealy, Ruby Sparkle and Vedran Frigate, and you both saying that Hooray to Vedran and Boo to Iquin. Seth and Ruby Sparkle with an invalid reason on it. You both should know that Iquin, Seth Mealy and Ruby Sparkle deserved a happy birthday more than Vidran on this month. Because Vidran doesn't deserve a birthday at all due to what he did in the past few years. Thanks to you. You made Ruby Sparkle cry because of your videos about Hooray and Boo videos out of Iquin, Seth, Ruby and Vidran. That's it. You are grounded for 9 days. Go to your room right now and think about your action about Hooray and Boo videos.